Okay, now this is getting ridiculous. What's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? BugaLuis here. Welcome back to another video here on the channel. And of course, we're here to talk about that 2-2 draw between Barcelona and Atletico Madrid at the Camp Nou today. And it has to be a pivotal moment, a pivotal result in whatever is going to be happening for the remainder of the season. Most of the time when it comes to these reviews, you know that I will go over kind of the good, the bad things, or I would either do it in terms of chronological order. So pre-match, first half, so on and so forth. But today I just want to start right away with the bad things, because I think whatever happens, whatever you're going to be hearing from this game on Tuesday all the way to Sunday is going to be just pure madness. Bartomeu out is going to be trending for 5 days on a row. Trust me. So yeah, from the get-go, I have to say that this game was of course, a very hard opposition in Atletico Madrid. Let's be honest, Atletico Madrid, a team that is finding recent form so far, that they have jumped directly from outside Europe or Europa League positions all the way back into the Champions League. And that has been due to very good form from some of their players like Marco Llorente and Yannick Ferreira Carrasco, which we're going to be talking later down in this video. But Barcelona were completely the opposite. Barcelona were finding themselves in much more of a crisis than they've ever anticipated. And that was clearly proven in today's game, because Barcelona didn't take advantage of whatever happened on the field. No, nowhere. They never took advantage of being 1-0 up or 2-1 up. And those two goals came from set pieces, came from a corner that was from Messi trying to shoot an Olympic goal. And well, it bounced off Diego Costa and then it was an own goal. And then we find ourselves, of course, once again up 2-1 because of a penalty. So it really tells you that Barcelona were having a lot of trouble trying to break Atletico Madrid down. And that is one of the main kind of reasons why Barcelona has not been doing good as far, because this generation, this version of this team have not been able to break those defensive systems. But more importantly, we have to talk about what I believe has affected all of our players in today's game, and it's the recent reports and kind of crisis alerts of the fight between the players and Quique Setien after the draw against Celta de Vigo, and most importantly also kind of the ongoing voices that are continuously saying that Bartomeu is doing, of course, a horrific job because of that kind of trade of Arthur with Pjanic. And this, of course, was going to put a lot of pressure on our players to deliver, and a unnecessary pressure that ended up, I believe, affecting whatever we saw on the field today. And not only from a level of an institution from like Barcelona, they were not only representing that and feeling the pressure from there, but also individually, because they knew that they had to kind of show up in a way, because if the board and anyone is not doing their job, and if they are against the manager, they at least needed to show something in the field today. And that's what I want to focus for this first section, where I actually believe that this result will make it so a lot of players will think about maybe going somewhere else, because they don't know what is going to happen for them in the next season, the next year. And we know they want Xavi and they do not want Quique Setien. And we also know that the board had a meeting with Setien saying that they are supporting him for this next season, or at least for the remainder of the current one. And this is going to create another meeting. This is going to create much more uncertainty within the team and the club. But what for me is the most surprising is that it never creates uncertainty about Bartomeu. No one is thinking about whether Bartomeu is going to stay or leave. We all think that he's going to stay one more year. But why is that? Why is that even so, with the players having so much power and the fans knowing that Bartomeu needs to go, he never realizes that he may be the main problem? So yeah, I don't really want to say that Quique Setien needs to get sacked, because I believe that this is a manager that just came under very weird and uncertain circumstances. You have coronavirus, you have a mid-season, and you have just an entire crisis above in the board. So Quique Setien was at the wrong place at the wrong time. And I don't have to really say much more of that, because that is the case. I think he's a good manager. I think he has good ideas, good philosophies, and in another moment at Barcelona, maybe he could have succeeded. But for now, I believe this is being a very different moment for Quique Setien. He's acting much more of a puppet for Bartomeu, because he needs to follow what the board is telling him, because if not, he's going to be losing his job as well. So he, of course, has to take control of that. It's very hard for a manager like Quique Setien to come here and just completely move around the dressing room of Barcelona because he's one of the strongest dressing room right now in the whole of European football. And that is going to be a huge tax for anyone trying to afford this. The main example of this was in one of the water breaks. You could see Simeone having all his players around him, while on the other side you had Quique Setien and the other players each talking to whoever they wanted to. That is completely different and something that needs to change ASAP. And the first step into trying to fix this is realize that both players, manager and the board, they're not at a level as Barcelona as an institution like they were before. And well, the last piece of negative news that I can tell you guys is that this probably means the end of the La Liga season, unless Getafe, of course, manages to beat Real Madrid, which is for now, I believe, the tough opponent that they have to face. Barcelona are going to be playing second fiddle for now, and they have to watch out. They have to watch out because the next few days may not be the best ones. I think the future is gloom, especially from now to the next game against Villarreal. But anyhow, we still have to mention some very positive things, and the very first of those is Riqui Puig playing his very first full 90 minutes as a starter, as a first teamer for Barcelona, and that is honestly huge. We're talking about a player that is not only this young and has that much talent in him, but right now is currently proving to be a pivotal piece and key player in the midfield for this current system. I believe he's such a breath of fresh air because he's the midfielder that we were lacking. A midfielder that knew exactly what it meant to play for Barcelona, and the young somewhat has that, but Riqui Puig even more engraved into it because Riqui Puig gets the ball and it completely moves. Gets the ball, passes it, and then moves to a new position, which creates more space, which creates more opportunities. And you saw how many times Messi was trying to link up with Riqui Puig because he knows that he's perfect associate. He knows that whenever he passes the ball and he finds someone else new, like Riqui Puig, is going to bring an opportunity for Barcelona. And that is what ultimately we want to break teams down like Atletico Madrid. Players like Philippe Coutinho could tend to do that if they were ever given the opportunity to play in the midfield. But right now, we have Riqui Puig, and the fact of the matter is that Quique Setien used Riqui Puig in this game, and that is good. I don't know if he would have put him, like I said, if Artur was in, but Riqui Puig playing today full 90 minutes really tells us that this guy, if he continues to get this consistency, he may grow to be someone really, really big. I just have to say once again, he's pressuring from the front. He's pressuring from the front. The guy is fighting the tank that is Thomas Partey. He's fighting Thomas, and he's not scared about it because he knows that that is his role, what he has to do. He's not afraid of anything, and that's what we need in our current players. And of course, we have to mention Messi scoring his 700th goal. And this, of course, is very, very big because we're talking about Messi not scoring for the past, I would say, 2-3 games. He didn't manage to do that. And now finally he gets that opportunity to score that through a penalty. It wasn't that amazing curler that he puts in the very first half. Around the 23rd minute, he had an opportunity to score a golazo, and it unfortunately didn't come to fruition, but he managed his 700th goal, needless to say. And it was through a penalty, and the penalties was a very important tool in this game. We saw that Atletico Madrid, that was the main reason why they were able to get those two initial goals. And I have to say, the penalty that Semedo committed was very, very interesting to say the least, because we are talking about Semedo like not even purposely trying to bring Carrasco down in the area, and it just managed to happen. You know, they just bump into each other, and it was one of the kind of most smallest of touches, but it ended up being a penalty. I guess that's how harsh VAR is nowadays, and the refereeing and all of that. But overall, I have to admit that it was a little bit harsh, and Barcelona probably would have been able to win this game if it wasn't for that decision right there. But well, last but not least, I have to talk a little bit about two players of Atletico Madrid. I really want to talk about Marcos Llorente because he has been putting amazing performances of late. Playing as a center forward position is really interesting, and it's really telling you that a lot of players kind of find new grounds, and it reminds me kind of what Dembele could potentially do, or what other players like Artur now moving to Juventus can become, where players at that current age can still find a role and a kind of moment to really grow as a player. Llorente was kind of kicked out the door by Real Madrid, and now Atletico Madrid playing this further forward in this position after that Liverpool game where he scored 2 goals. He's doing really good. And congratulations to him because he's really putting amazing performances. And the same with Yannick Ferrer Carrasco. What in the world was he doing in China? Because his pace, his rhythm, everything is there. And he's looking to be one of the most dangerous players that Atletico Madrid has right now. So very good on Carrasco, very good on Simeone for utilizing, having faith in him. Something that Barcelona and their managers is not currently having. Although Setien is showing faith on Riqui Puig, and we should have been seeing Ansu Fati earlier. Let me just tell you that, Setien. Ansu Fati should have come earlier. So overall, guys, that's going to be everything for today. I apologize if it wasn't that much of insight of analysis. It wasn't really that much to talk about today. I think there's going to be a lot more, though, about what this game is going to create on Barcelona and their surroundings. I would call it that. So yeah, hopefully you have enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Ciao.